Hey guys, welcome to Do It By Design. Today I'm going to be doing a video here on Call of Duty Advanced Warfare, and this is going to be gameplay with the BAL 27 Obsidian Steed, where I ended up going, I think it's a 36 kill streak I ended up getting this time here around. I ended up going through my kill streaks, probably I think it's 2.5 times, and that is a streaker kill streak, so there's 4 kill streaks, and the maximum one is going to be Paladin, so I pick up 2 Paladins in a row, and then I think I kick out at the 3rd time at a bombing run. So we're going to talk about how I got better at Call of Duty. I've played Call of Duty probably about 8 years now, various Call of Duties, and I used to always just get super frustrated with how bad I was. Like, I'm talking bad. Like, you guys, if any of you guys who are even decent would look at me as a competitor and be like, damn, I can't wait to keep playing this guy because I just get wicked kill streaks off this guy because he sucks so bad. Anyways, guys, we're going to talk about how I changed that. First, we're going to start with the hardware and stuff that I use. I ended up purchasing a Scuf gaming controller. You do not need a Scuf gaming controller or any of the other gaming controllers to get better. In fact, I regularly still use my stock controller, and there's not a whole lot of difference at all. The only thing I'll say with the Scuf controller is that it is a lot easier for me to do drop shots on people, and drop shots are fairly handy. However, I do find that drop shots can actually be the reason you die a lot of times, because if you time it poorly, you end up turning a body shot into a headshot, which is really unfortunate and sucks every single time. Next thing we're going to talk about is the hardware. So the equipment that I'm using that ended up making me better, aside from the controller, which is going to be a monitor. I used to use a 65-inch gaming, not gaming TV. I used to use a 65-inch TV. It was a fantastic TV, looked fantastic, looked absolutely awesome, and it was great. But what I didn't realize is that it was actually 60 seconds or 60 milliseconds input lag. So input lag was the thing that I actually finally researched and figured out that was part of my problem. Not all of my problem. Obviously, when you suck, there's probably going to be a lot more problems than just one. And one of my problems was input lag. So I ended up switching from my 65-inch TV to a 24-inch BENQ 1 millisecond console gaming monitor. And what that did was effectively take me from 60 milliseconds delay down to 1 millisecond delay input lag. That is a massive change, and what it does is every time you pop around a corner or you come into some guy at the same time, if he's running with 40 milliseconds or 60 milliseconds, whatever he has, and you're running with 1, you have the hop on him, meaning all your shots get into him first. So if you're evenly matched, same guns, hitting in the same spot, you win the gunfight every single time. And that is a huge thing to consider. Input lag is massive, especially if you have a high bracket input lag TV. So anyways, that's one thing that I did. The Scuf controller and the monitor itself. The monitor was obviously the biggest one. Input lag is something that doesn't matter how good you are, it is difficult to overcome if you match somebody even skilled to you. So anyways, we'll get past that and we will go to gameplay itself. One thing I noticed I did all the time was I used to sprint pretty much everywhere. I would sprint, doesn't matter where I was going, because I was always in a rush to get to that next kill, which ended up ironically getting me killed, because when you're sprinting it takes you longer to be ready up, and ready up means basically just bringing your gun from a running position into an aimed position, or a position where you can actually fire it. You can't even fire it while you're sprinting anyways. It still has to take a couple milliseconds delay where you can go there. You can see I ended up getting a 30 kill streak here right now where I'm on 30 kills, but anyways, we'll get back to it. So I started, as I got to a corner, I would stop sprinting. So I would just walk normal speed or run normal speed without a sprint. And that made a huge difference, because then your ready up is way faster, and that is just fantastic. Anyway, guys, we're going to keep on going with that, and we're going to talk about the matches that I'm choosing. I always used to choose Team Deathmatch because that's kind of what everybody played. Everybody played Team Deathmatch, and it was just kind of easy to get a party, get a match going, and all that kind of stuff. And I learned a lot from Team Deathmatch. However, if you are going for skill streaks, you don't want to do Team Deathmatch, or you might want to do Team Deathmatch, but the easiest way to get your kill streaks, is going to be with Domination, because right off the hop, you start the match with 200 points. What I'll say to that, though, is everybody starts with 200 points, so you're going to count on a lot of other people getting good score streaks as well, which ends up being what ends up getting you killed as well, because score streak deaths are hard to avoid. Anyways, guys, we're going to talk about the loadout I am using for this, and my actual best match with this loadout is actually going to be 48 kills, 0 deaths. And that's the best I did. I wish I had that video, because that was insane. That was just ridiculous. So we'll get into the gun I'm using. I'm using the Obsidian Steed. The attachments I'm using is going to be the foregrip and extended mags. The wildcards I'm using is wildcard 1 is going to be perk 3 greed, and wildcard 2 is going to be streaker. What streaker does is allows me to have a 4 kill streak or a score streak, because I love score streaks. That's what makes me have a ton of fun in this game. And the wildcard perk 3 greed basically makes it so that I could have a second perk 3. So the perk I'm using for perk 1 is going to be low profile, perk 2 blind eye, perk 3 scavenger and hardline, and my score streaks are UAV, just the stock one, the bombing run, stock one again, warbird with the aggressive perk, which makes it take care of itself and do all the kills for me while I'm running around the map. And the fourth one is going to be the paladin. You can see that is going to be the end of the match. I basically fast forwarded the entire second half because the kills were slower. I didn't do quite as well the second match. But anyways, guys, if you have any questions about your score streaks and all that kind of stuff and how to set up your basically your loadout, let me know. You can see my total ended up being 66 kills, 13 deaths, a lot more deaths in the second round, so I couldn't really get an awesome kill streak going. But either way, that is all there is to this, guys. If you guys enjoyed this video or found it useful at all, it sure would help me a lot if you guys would click that like button. Also, if you guys have time, you can hit that bright yellow subscribe button just in the center there. That'll notify you every time I publish a new video. Thanks very much for watching, guys.